Yeah, they're trying, they're having microphone problems up there, so they're still trying to, it's not the same out there trying to talk and not anything.
I know, because half the people are going to walk in here in the middle and unless they bring a note and play. Now, I'm sure the world is listening, right? Punish. Yeah, right.
The one that was in that panel with the girl the other year? From the second one?
Yep.
Microphone raised.
All right, Crypticon, let's give a warm welcome. Welcome to Steve Dash and Dan Yeager. Well, I was late in the game on that one. Here we go, guys.
Leave that there.
I don't even think we need a microphone.
You could probably hear just fine. No, I project.
I'm sure we don't need a mic. You said you had a question?
Yeah, what really happened to Paul at the end?
What?
What really happened to Paul at the end of part 2?
What really happened?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I think you got killed.
Oh,
Paul.
everybody wants to know, what happened to Paul?
Yeah.
No, nobody knows what happened.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
They didn't, when they shot it, and we had the fight scene. The fight scene was choreographed, of course, you know. And I don't remember if John Fury was the actor. I think he asked Steve Miner, the director, he said, well, what do we do after this? He said, well, we'll worry about it when we get to it.
Right.
Because we had so many problems shooting, we were like way over schedule and way over budget. Because Amy had gotten herpes.
Oh.
You know, Amy Steele.
Yeah.
So we had to stop shooting for like a week and a half until we got it back. So all the actors were getting paid.
Right.
Even though they weren't working, so they had us on hold. And I think Paramount, because they were running late and they were over budget, I think that's why they said, what the hell, with Paul, who cares?
Right.
So they just never figured it out.
It was always ambiguous.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Like, you know, where was Muffin until Muffin?
Right, where was Muffin?
Nobody ever asked me that. I'm posing that. You know, where the fuck was Muffin? I mean, she was on for the whole movie, yeah. They found this little fuzzy thing, remember? And then all of a sudden she shows up at the end. The dog. Would you? Oh, God.
Yeah, Muffin, Tiger.
Yeah. Anybody else? Good movie.
Really? You gotta have something. You guys are
This guy on the left here is scaring me. He looks very serious.
I know. Aren't you happy to be here?
This is just what I look like. And that's kind of how you get the job.
Yep.
Yeah, if you don't scare producers when you meet them,
They don't.
hire you for
Scary
playing the big bad monster.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just being normal.
Fantastic.
Has anybody ever seen one of my Q&As before? You never went online or anything like that?
No.
You should go on them because they're pretty cool. It's almost like a comedy hour. Because I don't take this shit very seriously. I have kids in the room. Where were you?
Uh-oh.
You're late.
We started at 7:30 on the button. Where were you?
Got lost. New convention center.
It's very hard to get lost. I think I'll ask the first question for you and make it easy. But go ahead.
No, I just wanted to know, where was it filmed? Were they all filmed at the same location or just?
Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Well, my film was done. Where were you? We started with that. Where the hell were you?
Biology 101.
Did you bring a drink for me? Chemistry. Friday the 13th Part 2 was filmed in Kent, Connecticut. Oh, was it in Kent, Connecticut?
She's from Queens.
I was in New York at the time. And like I said, I don't know if anybody knows. Most people say, well, how'd you get the job?
Okay.
How'd you get the job?
He's scared to produce it.
Yeah.
Actually,
He wasn't in Friday the 13th. Where the hell were you? You're late. You should have been here before.
be careful, it's bigger.
And he's a stunt guy.
Mhm.
How'd you get the job?
I got the job because I work for free a lot. And if you wanna break into movies, be ready to work for free. I was helping a friend of mine make a TV pilot. He had this great idea to make a TV pilot. And he was also friends with the guy who pretty much at that moment had just bought the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so we both met, you know, working for free on trying to help this other guy make his idea of a TV show. And we became friends. And producers hate actors because we're awful people. And, you know, especially, you know, every present company except. Actors are just, you know, relentless in their need to, you know, be in a movie, and God, when they find out somebody's a producer, they just become, we refer to it as actor goo. They become covered in goo, and they're just awful to be around. So anyway, we became friends because we have a lot of interests in common. We're still good friends. We like to build things. I was building sets for this dumb TV show. And anyway, he, like I say, at that very time, he had just bought the rights to Texas Chainsaw. And so I was there through the whole process of writing the script, never once mentioning, oh, I'm an actor, please put me in a movie. You know, he just completely ignored that reality. And it was a couple years later, we were sitting in a cigar shop. Another thing, if you want to break into movies, smoke a cigar. People who make movies smoke cigars.
Speak for yourself.
We were sitting in a cigar shop, and I was taking an acting class from another mutual friend of our, the producer and myself, and they were working on another project together, and we were just sitting around having a casual conversation. They were talking about that. And then Jeff, the acting coach, says, well, how's Texas Chainsaw going? And Carl says, oh, God, don't even ask. It's a nightmare. It's awful. And Jeff, without me prompting, said, you know, make a great Leatherface. And we all wondered, oh, who'd make a great Leatherface? And he mentioned me. And I kind of cringed. Carl cringed. It was very uncomfortable. And so anyway, that was the first time anybody had ever uttered the possibility, you know, out in the ether. And so I was doing a play at the time, a British pantomime, again, working for free. And I don't know if you're familiar with British pantomime. It's not Marcel Marceau on Pulling Rope, and I can't say anything. It's more like Benny Hill meets Monty Python in a children's story. It's just bizarre theater. And so I was doing this play, and I played, it was Puss in Boots, and I played Herbert the Horrible Ogre. And I decided to do that role. A friend of mine was directing it, and she sent me the script because it needed to be cleaned up, and I'm good at that. So I edited the script for her, got it all tuned up, and I told her, if you can't find anybody to play Herbert the Horrible Ogre, I'll do it, because I know I can kill it. And they talk about the character through the whole play, and in the third act, he comes storming on the stage, and he just scares the crap out of everybody. It's great.
Scared the shit out of me.
There's children. So, and it's panic. And so, anyway, one time I was going to a rehearsal, and we were going to go out for barbecue, but I had to beg off. He says, oh, you're doing a play, aren't you, Carl, the producer? I said, yeah. He said, well, are you going to invite me to it? I said, I don't know if it's any good. And he said, well, a real friend would invite me to their play. I said, all right, you're invited. I'll get you tickets, don't worry. And so he came to closing night. And I did my shtick, and I was awesome. I was. And, you know, I come on just storming on stage, and the whole audience screams. It was great. And he was sitting in the back, and he saw that. And that was the night he started telling people that I was Leatherface. And he had, you know, they always do pantomimes during Christmas. And he had a Christmas party. And he put me and the director at the same party. And as you noted, I'm a frightening person. And so I was standing there with my back against the wall looking at this party, this Christmas party. Everybody's being festive, and I'm here with my scowl and just intimidating everybody. And I only knew a couple of people. And the director says he was talking to Mark Bird, who used to run Twisted Pictures when they were still going. And he kept looking past him. And Mark, he swears this is true, I don't know. He wrote about it actually in the Huffington Post, so I hope it's true. He says that Mark said, you know, she better be really hot or you're just the biggest jerk around. He didn't say it, he said it much more coarsely, not properly for children. And so anyway, he asked Carl, and he said to Mark at that point, he said, I think I'm looking at Leatherface. And I think Carl might have mentioned something about, you know, his friend Dan, who's an actor. And so anyway, it was the following week, you know, I did the play. I actually met John, the director, and, you know, they were actually pretty excited. So, and really they kind of all came to it at the same time, because they noticed every time they said, well, what should Leatherface be like? They would often refer to me. Well, kind of like Dan, you know, but, you know, weirder or something, I hope. Anyway, I never auditioned, I never, you know, I got a call a couple of months later, and, you know, Carl said, yeah, you know, if you think you can do it, I want you to do it. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And so it was a couple of months later, he called up and said, hey, I need you to go over to this guy's studio, you know, do some test shots for the mask. That was it. That's how I got the job. And it's a long story, but I think riveting.
It was.
Present company is out.
I want you all to picture now, if you can, go back and think, no Friday the 13th, just like you never saw it, okay? There was no Friday the 13th. I'm a stuntman, and this is back in 1980. I'm a stuntman, young stuntman. I had only been in the stunt business about a year or two. I started out as an actor, trying to get acting jobs, and I met a stunt coordinator on a film called Nighthawks. That's how I became a stuntman. To a fellow by the name of Cliff Cudney. So I want you to picture there's no Friday the 13th, right, guys? All of a sudden, I'm working and I'm getting work, and all of a sudden, the Screen Actors Guild goes on strike. In 1980, they went on strike, and nobody was working. And it had been about 6 months into the strike, and nobody was working. And I had family at the time. I had 3 kids. We had just moved from Long Island to Brooklyn. The reason we moved into the city was because I was working so much. And I didn't want to travel from Long Island into New York every day. It was like an hour and a half, and it was tough. So I decided to relocate into the city. Now we go on strike. It's about 6 months, nobody's working. And I'm in trouble, financially in trouble. And I get a call one day. We had beepers then. We didn't even have that. And my beeper went off and it said, call your answering service. I called the service and they said, Cliff Cudney called. They gave me, Cliff Cudney was the stunt coordinator on Friday the 13th, 22. And he was the stunt coordinator in the group that I belonged to. I belonged to the New York Federation of Stuntmen. So I call him and I says, how you doing? He says, listen, I'm up here in Connecticut. I'm doing this film. It's called Jason. He said, and by the way, that was the working title of the film. He said, I'm doing this film called Jason. I said, yeah. He said, and you know, it's like that Friday the 13th thing that came out last year. I said, yeah. He said, well, they're doing like another remake of it, but it's called Jason. He said, this guy that they hired to play Jason, he's a jerk. The guy can't do his own stunts. And we got to fire the guy. I said, really? The guy's name, if you all know, was Warrington Gillette. He says, I think you're the right size for the costume, and I know you can do the stunts. Can you get up to Connecticut? I said, what's the name of the film? He said, Jason. I said, what do you want me to do? He says, you're going to be Jason. I said, oh, shit. The lead role in a friggin' film. Jason. Of course I'm going to do it. Well, you know, yeah, I'll, where is it? He said, Kent, Connecticut. He gave me the directions. I had no gas money. I had to borrow $25 from my brother-in-law to drive up to Connecticut. And I'm excited. I got the lead role in the movie. I'm like, forget about it. I'm a young guy. I was 38 years old. I was just so excited that I had the lead role in the film. I drive up to Connecticut. I'm thinking Johnny Carson. I'm thinking Letterman. And, you know, I'm trying to accept the Academy Award. You know what I mean? When you got the lead role in the film, this is what's going on. And remember, no Friday the 13th, right? I get up there, he meets me, and he says, okay, Steve Miner, the director, and Dennis Murphy, the producer, want to meet you and make sure you're the right size, because you got to fit into this outfit. See, they got this outfit that they've been shooting for the last couple of days. This guy's in the woods, and he's running around, and so we got to match. I said, okay. So I go into the office, there's Steve Miner and Dennis Murphy, and they look up at me, they're sitting at a desk, and they look up, they said, he looks pretty good. So Dennis says, yeah, it looks good. He says, Cliff, take him into wardrobe and try on the outfit. It's okay. So we go into wardrobe and I put on the coveralls and the shirt and the fits and everything, and I can't get the shoes on. The shoes are too small. He says, the shoes gotta fit. I said, but they're too small. Then I'm thinking, the lead role in the movie. He says, if the shoes don't fit, you can't do the job because we already shot stuff in the woods that's got to match. So I squeeze my feet in the shoes. We go back into the office, and Dennis and Steve are sitting there, and they're looking at me, and they said, it looks pretty good. He says, all right, get the bag. I said, what bag are they talking about? He said, well, you got a bag over your head.
It's always something.
I said, what do you mean I got a bag over my head? He says, well, he says, there's, you know, you're running around, you're killing all these kids that are having sex and in the woods, and then, you know, at the end of the movie, they remove the bag, and there's this grotesque face. I said, I got a bag on the whole time? He says, yeah. So I said, all right, so, okay, no problem. I said, so they get a bag, and they put the bag on. It's got one eye. I said, I can't, this not, don't worry, we'll fix it, but you gotta have the bag on. I said, okay. I said, all right, that's fine. He says, is that good for you? I said, yeah, it's good. He says, okay. I said, all right, give me the script. He says, you don't need a script, you got no lines.
There goes letter.
No Friday, remember, no Friday the 13th before. And I says, I got no lines. He says, no. He says, I'm telling you, all you do is run around and kill kids that are having sex. I said, great, I got the lead role in the movie, I got no lines, and I got a bag over my head.
But you're working.
But I'm working.
Yeah.
I took the job. That's how I got the job.
That's adorable. That's great.
Did you find it difficult acting with a bag over your head?
No, I didn't. I was the greatest dying person you ever saw. When I died, listen to me, nobody dies like Jason.
Yeah.
I got the machete in the shoulder, all right? And I'm going back, and the eye goes, watch the movie very carefully. When you see it, the eye rolls up to the top of the head. And then when I'm in the shed with her, you know, and Jason, she says, Jason, mommy's talking, and all that bullshit. And I'm going under the bed, you know, I'm doing it. Yeah, I had to do a lot of acting. Very good.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, we want to see the eye. Give us your best eye. There we go. That's it. That's the one.
I got your eye right here.
Yes. I got your eye right here.
Children.
Now, boy.
I know that commute too from Long Island, right?
Warrington, that's right, that's where it comes from.
Shoot,
Where are you
shoot,
from?
Queens.
Queen.
Queens, that's not Long Island.
No.
Oh, yo, you got to get
No late entry.
I had to commute from Queens to Long Island. Oh.
I was a cop in Queens. I was a New York City policeman before I became an actor. All right. I got hurt on the job as a policeman and I became an actor. I was an actor when I was a cop too. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Questions? Come on.
How did they do the special effects with the machete through the shoulder?
They burned me actually. What happened is you ever see the arrow through the head? They put the thing over and they got the same thing with the machete. But what happened was when they put the appliance on, they put an appliance on under the shirt, they tear the shirt, and the machete is sticking out. That's a cut in the film. When they come down with the machete, then it's a cut. It's trick photography. But when they put the appliance on, the first time I died, I broke the machete because I leaned back and broke it. So they had to solder it back on, and when they did it, they burned it. That was the third time I got hurt on this job. They burned it. That's how they do that. They do what they call a cutaway. Anybody else?
So I'm assuming the hockey mask was an upgrade from a bag.
Well, they used the hockey mask because the bag was, I had one eye. And what happened was when the bag was on my head, it would flop out here. So what we did was we put double-faced tape on my eye so we taped the bag closed so I could see. And from taking the tape on and off for 3 weeks, 4 weeks after shooting, I developed burns on my face.
Yeah.
So when they went to 3, when they did part 3, they had to come up with another idea.
Yeah.
And they happened to be in the production office talking, and there was a guy that was a hockey fan that had a hockey mask sitting, and they said, that's a good idea. So that's how they got the hockey mask.
Nice.
In the back, I saw.
First of all, sorry for being late.
We'll let you go this time.
Okay. Second of all, both of you are fantastic in your roles, and they've put such great, they've given me such great memories over the years and everything. I was wondering, for both of you, what was your favorite memories in portraying your parts in Texas Chainsaw and Friday the 13th Part 2?
Favorite part? God, it was all good. It really was the best job I've ever had. The singular most satisfying part for me was chasing that guy up the stairs with the big steel meat hook and planting it in his back and dragging him back down the stairs. Because if you watch the movie, there's a blood spray and it actually hits the camera. Why they used that shot, I don't know. But they used the one where the blood hit the camera. And that's because it was real. I practiced that move. Leatherface is right-handed, I'm left-handed. And so I had to learn to plant a meat hook, 3 feet long, big steel hook, into, I had a little piece of styrofoam. And I set it on the stairs in the back of Millennium Studios in Shreveport. And I paced it out and practiced it endlessly for 2 weeks, just running up the stairs full speed and planting that hook. So on the day, this poor actor, Karen Sanchez, he thought that there was going to be special effects for this. He didn't realize he really had to do it, but he was a trooper. We gave him the harness that he put on with the little thing on the back with the little, it had like a little V-shaped receiver for the actual hook, and then they put a blood pack in it so that when it hit it with the thing, it exploded. And it was all very cool. And I told him, all right, you're gonna, when we do this, you're gonna want to move. I said, I can't hit a moving target. I said, I've practiced it, I can nail it every time, but you can't move. And so we did it, step by step, paced it out extremely carefully. and got, all right, because after I do the thing, then you can go ahead and act, and react and do all that, but once you hit the ground, I'm right behind you, and I'm gonna plant a meat hook in your back, so don't move. Well, I guess the experience of having Leatherface chase you up a set of stairs for the first time with a big steel meat hook was a little too much for his actor mind. Because we got right to the mark, and he went down, and he immediately wanted to get away, and he came back up. And I'm going full speed because I've got to plant it and make the blood pack explode. I was fortunately able to turn the hook sideways. I couldn't stop it because it's 3 feet long and it's heavy,
Right.
And so I had all the momentum, and I smacked him in the back of the head.
Oh no.
And I thought, oh my God. And they had, I begged the producer not to put this in the DVD extras. The outtakes of oh my God, I was horrified. I thought I killed it. And they shot the whole thing, of Leatherface going, oh my God, I just killed him. And, I mean, you can't act through that. I mean, you're never supposed to break character, but I totally did. I grumbled like a... But anyway, but he got right up and rubbed his head, and he was okay. And we did it the second time, and that was the one you see in the movie that gets and drag him down the steps with it. It was so fun. I'd love to do that again.
My favorite time on the movie was Friday when I got paid. I was making $8.75 a week. I thought I was a gazillionaire. We're going now 1980, and again, you got to take in mind, I didn't work for a long time, and when I got paid that first check, I said, holy shit, they paid that kind of money. And to do what I like to do, how's that possible? And at that point, I had worked on probably 12 or 13 films prior to that doing stunts, but it was on a daily basis where I got paid by the day, which was $300 or $400 or whatever it was, whatever I did to do the stunts. When I got an actual paycheck from doing a film and doing all the stunts, because I got paid for all my stunts, and I saw that it was $8.75 was the base, plus I got all my what they call stunt adjustments. Each time you do a stunt, you get paid a certain amount of money for that stunt. Like if you do a fight scene, you have 3 takes, it could be $50 a take or whatever it is, and that's all added into your daily rate. And when I looked at my first paycheck, I said, holy shit, $8.75 to start? And then I got the stunt adjustments. I was going home with like $1,300 a week. I couldn't believe it. That was my best time in the movie.
See, they didn't tell me that. I was doing all my own stunts. I never got a stunt adjustment.
Well, I did.
I wish you were my age.
I did in my time up until, I've done probably 40 or 35 or 40 films, I guess, stunt, and plus the films I've acted in and stuff. And, I didn't know it either in the beginning. I remember
they take advantage of this.
I worked on this film Nighthawks, where I met Cliff Cudney, who was a stunt coordinator, and I was what they call a utility stunt guy, a utility stunt man or woman. There's somebody who works on a film every day, and if they need you to do something that's dangerous at that time, driving or falling or whatever you have, you get paid for that extra. I didn't know that. I thought, well, I was getting $250 a day, and all of a sudden I got a $50 adjustment because I fell down the hill. I said, holy shit. Or I went under the water, and they and the amount of money that I was making was, for me, that was great.
Kill him. Get the meat hook. The meat hook.